howdy. Howdy, QB and Nicole. Thank you. Whisper. These aren't scary stories. Sorry, some of you don't like the old days stories. But I wanted to read from them a little bit. Have you, Nicole? That's what I need to do for real. At 9, yeah, well, you have to work too, You get up early. Heck, I would be in bed no later than 9, I'm sure. Well, yeah, getting sleep, that's what I need to start getting more sleep. It's ridiculous. Burning the candle at both ends, Come on, guys. Come on in. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Oh, yeah. I couldn't do that with kids. No freaking way. I couldn't do that when mine were young. I did stay up late quite a bit, but not like now, Okay, Whisper, you guys relax. And Dave's, hopefully the TV's not too loud. Hi, crime scene. Here's an old song called We'll Keep a Welcome. I'll sing this as people are coming in, okay? I've never heard it or anything, and I can't read music, but it shouldn't be too hard to do. It's called We'll Keep a Welcome. It is from 1949. Far away, a voice is calling, bells of memory chime. Come home again, come home again. They call through the oceans of time. We'll keep a welcome in the hillside. We'll keep a welcome in the glen. This land you knew will still be singing when you come home, sweet home again. There'll be a friendly light to guide you. For your return, we'll always pray. We'll kiss away each hour of longing when you come home again someday. We'll keep a home, we'll come home again someday. We'll kiss away each long hour of longing when you come home again someday. We'll keep a welcome in the hillsides. We'll keep a welcome in the vales. This land new will still be singing when you come home again to Wales. This land of song will keep a welcome and a love that never fails. We'll kiss away each hour of wrath when you come home again to Wales. We'll keep a come home again to Wales. We'll kiss away each hour of wrath when you come home again to Wales. Far away voice is calling. Bells of memory chime. Come home again, my brother. They call through the oceans of time. Thank you, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Video Reel. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Linda, Sherry. Okay, that drew them in. No, it didn't. Somebody left. Hi, Ethel. Davita. Seeing who's here. I'm just scrolling back. Oh, crime scene. I don't know if I said hi. I'm easily distracted. Ethel Mertz is in the house. Okay, video, you're right. Some people are, oh, we got 15. Don't leave. Oh, that's so pretty on Video Reel. Thank you. I love it. Okay, I guess we'll get started now. We brought the crowd. Okay. All righty. I just had one picked out that I was going to read. Where'd it go? I had to flip to the song. Here we go. Hold on. Where'd it go? Okay. I know it was right close to where this song is. There's one more song that I can sing. It's called Can't You See I'm Lonely? Music by Harry Armstrong, composer of Sweet Adeline. I'll sing that at the end, if you remind me. Sweet Adeline. Okay, Davita. Let me find the story I wanted to read. Seemed like a sweet old man wanting to tell his story. And yes, this magazine I'm reading from right now, believe it or not, is from 2000. So it's already a 22-year-old magazine. Here we go. Yes, from March of 2000, guys. Okay. Here we go. And remind me at the end to sing that song for you guys. Okay, this is called Centennial Memories by W.C. Burris. I don't know if it's an old guy or an old lady. We'll find out. Now, I don't think they're still alive, but wait. This is 2022. Well, we'll find out. Centennial Memories by W.C. Burris. Backward, turn backward, O time in your flight. Make me a child again just for tonight. I was born on February 9th, 1903, so I have been around almost 100 years. Please go back with me to remember some of the things that happened back then. So that would make him how old or her? 1903, 2003 would be 100. So 119 or something. Right, Ethel? I don't know. I know I'll get discovered. YouTube's been really hyping my channel all over the place. Getting crazy, I'm telling you. I don't know what they expect of me. I tell them just back off, give me my space. Yeah, one night you'd be 119. So, I mean, it's not impossible. Right, QB? Thank you. Thank you, Crime Scene. Thank you. YouTube has been hiring a stylist to come over. You know, they want me looking good. Okay. Please go back with me to remember some of the things that happened back then. I was born in a small 4-room house. My papa was 5 years old when his parents built it. Hi, Lady Elaine. And he said that he had carried nails to the carpenters who built it. Sorghum molasses. Since sorghum molasses was a chief form of food in my boyhood days, okay, we know it's a man, I feel that I should start from the beginning. The sorghum plant grew from a little brown seed and became a stalk about 8 feet tall. It looked much like a corn stalk. It had a head of seed at the top, about 6 inches long and 3 inches in diameter. Somehow I feel like Debbie D knows about this sorghum molasses, and I feel like Linda Gelb maybe knows. Maybe. And I'm thinking Nana Patty might know about it as well. I mean, I know about it, you know, we all know, we've heard of it, but I think they know about it and have probably had it. I don't know why, just a feeling. When ready to harvest, the blades were stripped from the standing stalk, the seed head was cut off and kept for chicken feed. And then the stalk was cut off near the ground. Shortly before freezing weather, these stalks were hauled to the cane mill and piled until the day of sorghum making. The cane mill had 1 large and 2 smaller upright rollers held tightly together with strong springs. They were turned by a long sweep pole, pulled by 1 or 2 horses that walked round and round in a circle. Cane stalks were fed between these rollers, 2 or 3 stalks at a time, and all the juice was pressed out until the pumies were almost dry enough to burn. Ow. Sorry, guys. Just gotta move this around a little. Okay. The juice was piped to a barrel at a lower level. To take care of the evaporator, 2 holes. Okay, well, I'm sorry, mister, but I don't need to know all that. We're going to skip. We're going to skip how to make it and everything. We're going to his last sentence in this. Papa wouldn't think of starting a winter without at least that barrel of sorghum, okay? The sorghum was a vital part of our meals. For breakfast, in the grease left from frying eggs and bacon, they fried corn dodgers, 3 to a skillet, made with cornmeal and milk, or flapjacks about 8 inches in diameter, made with flour and milk. With plenty of butter and sorghum, they became a real treat. Sometimes the girls would throw a party and boil the sorghum until it formed a ball in cold water. They would pour it onto plates until it was cool enough to pull. Then two would pull it until it became much whiter. Hi, Danielle. Sorghum might be a treat. Hi, Lori Collie. A treat. Not a tree. A treat. Popular. Yeah, I know a lot of the old stories I've read. It's sorghum, molasses, in the old cowboy movies, hardtack, that kind of stuff. I always wanted to be a cowboy. The two would pull it until it became much whiter. Finally, it was stretched into finger-sized strings and rolled round and round on a plate. When it was cold, it was broken into short pieces. Then it was ready to be eaten or taken to school. Sorghum cakes were delicious. We ate them at home or took them to school. Here is a picture he sent. It says, farmers work up a load of cane in a mule-drawn sorghum molasses mill, similar to ours from around the turn of the century. And then the next page over, he says, a washing machine ad from 1905 and a Kalamazoo stove ad from 1908. Oh, wow, that's cool. I didn't even notice. Here we go. Really, MD? Well, you know about it then. Yes, it's a plant. I know, not a tree. I said a treat. Treat, Linda. Please, Linda. Listen, Linda. I know, I'm in a weird mood, guys. And then look at this ad. Washing machines for the residents. Look at this. Wow. Look at this. And then the stove on the bottom. Look at that. Can you imagine that? Washing machine like that? It looks so freaking heavy, doesn't it? I guess you would turn it yourself, right? Crank it or something? Maybe? I don't know though. And then here's the old stove he's talking about. Hi, Captain Lee. Yes, Captain Lee, I believe it is. See what it says. Modern and complete with ample capacity to do all the family linen and do it just right. An absolute necessity in the household. Saves time, trouble, and money. Easy to operate. That comes out of the Steve Roll Machine Company in Chicago. I see it has the hot water, the cold water, then a couple of wheels. I guess you turn it. You get some muscles for that, right? Right? Wearing a corset? Oh. Right, MD, yes. Yeah, QB. Good evening, Kevin. So that's why I love history. These are all people that came before us. And I hate to say it, I hope it doesn't ever happen. But there may come a time we're going to need to do this stuff again. You never know the way this world is going. Hate to scare anybody, but really, MD saying they lived before us. Hey, Sassy Darcy. Hate to tell anyone, but the way this war and everything's going. And here's hog killing time. He says hog killing time was when we came up with the most of the meat that would take us through the winter. Here's a couple of hogs. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. And here he says, here's an entrance to a 1900 cellar that was a lot fancier than ours. And then below is the turn of the century raisin cedar. Hi, Margot. Have you ever heard of that? A raisin cedar? Look at that. There's the entrance to the cellar. And then here's the raisin cedar. Let's see what that's. Raisin and grape cedar takes out every seed without destroying the shape of the raisin. So simple that a child can do it. Saves time, labor, and patience. Avoids appendicitis. An ingenious machine, always ready for use, lasts a lifetime, never gets out of order, easily cleaned, made in several sizes, number 36 for ordinary family use, seeds a pound in 5 minutes, price $1 at hardware stores. Send 2-cent stamps for the enterprising housekeeper 200 recipes. The Enterprise Manufacturing Company of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, makers of the Enterprise meat choppers. For $1, right? Okay. And then he says, my first lie. At age 4, I was permitted to slice a slice of homemade light bread and put homemade butter on it. I had prepared my sandwich when I saw the sugar bowl. I sprinkled some sugar on my sandwich. Now, sugar at 3 cents per pound was a no-no between meals. My conscience must have hurt me from when I went to the room where Mama was quilting and declared, I ain't got no sugar on my bread. Ain't was a perfectly good word in our section of Southern Indiana. Hey, Kevin, Southern Indiana. He never says where he's at. And I guess we know now, basically the area. Mother motioned me to her and immediately gave me my first lesson on storytelling. We weren't allowed to call anyone a liar, so we used the word storyteller instead. The pond. The pond was about 100 feet square. Papa said it took 2 yokes of oxen 3 weeks to dig it by plowing the dirt loose and hauling it in a 2-handled road dump to make the banks. It was stocked with fish and furnished water for horses, cattle, hogs, and geese, and it made a good swimming hole for boys. Hi, Jackie. Hi, One Eye. I know I doxed you, Kevin. Little brother arrives. About that time, my second brother arrived. My four sisters, one brother, and I were sent to the neighbors to watch them burn wasp nest out of the attic. They had removed the clapboard roof and burned the nest so that they could add a new roof of clapboard shingles the next day. When we got home, Mother called us to her bedside, and there was my baby brother, Clarence, in a little pink flowered dress. So far as I know, none of the children had been let in on the secret, so it was a surprise to all of us. Kitchen. In our kitchen, we had a flat topped cast iron cook stove with an oven, but no water tank. There was also a metal cabinet with a design on the door with what looked like nail holes. Later, Mama's brother made a hanging cabinet, which hung over the work table, and a full-sized cabinet with flour and sugar bins. A water bucket sat on the work table. Water was drawn from our cistern and well with a rope and bucket. Years later, when I was home from college, I instilled a sink and a pitcher pumped to pump water from the cistern. Mama loved her running water. Wow, isn't that something? Hi, Danielle. I don't know if I said hi. Yeah, Kevin's back here peeking in the window. Ash hopper. We filled our V-shaped homemade ash hopper with ashes from the cook stove and heating stove. In the fall, water was poured in the top of the hopper, filtered down through the ashes. It came out the bottom through a hollow log as pure lye and was caught in a stone jar. We used the lye to peel the skin off corn kernels when making hominy and to make lye soap from hog fat at butchering time. That soap was strong and dark, but it did the job for laundry, dishwashing, and Saturday night baths. Oh, hard. Yeah, you had to be, Sherry Shirley. If you weren't, then I feel sorry for you. The ice house and ice cream. There was a 10 by 12-foot box house by the pond. A box house had wide boards running up and down with 3-inch slats over the cracks. Papa decided to fill it with ice. When the ice was about a foot thick, he sawed long strips, 15 inches wide, and then cut them into 8-inch blocks. They were stacked in the house, leaving a foot of space between the blocks and the wall. This space was filled with sawdust, and a thick layer of sawdust was placed on top for insulation. The family enjoyed cold drinks and ice cream once in a while. When family members visited, they often hinted for ice cream. That meant driving in a cow, milking her, and furnishing sugar, which was precious. Sometimes neighbors would come for ice on Sunday mornings, but Papa refused to sell ice on the Lord's Day. This sometimes created hard feelings. It was decided to give up the ice house and turn it into a hog house. Drama back then too, guys. Hog killing time. We usually fattened 5 or 6 hogs for our own use. We heated a big iron kettle of water to the boiling point, then poured it in a barrel placed at an angle. After each hog was killed, it was dipped in the scalding hot water. This loosened the hair so that it scraped off easily. The fat was rendered over a fire, and the hot melted lard was squeezed out and set to harden. The cracklings that were left were sometimes ground and mixed with mush and fried. Good. The old cellar. I'll never forget the old cellar. A hole was dug 3 or 4 feet into the ground. A fieldstone wall was erected without mortar to a height of about 5 feet. One side was left open for an outside stairway. A wooden roof was placed over it, and about 15 inches of dirt was piled on it. Shelves for canned goods and bins for fruit and potatoes were installed. Our cellar was frostproof in most weather, but if an extra cold spell came, a lighted lantern was hung in it. They kept crocks of sweet milk, buttermilk, or clabber, and a big jar of homemade sauerkraut on the fieldstone floor. A wooden door was placed at a 45-degree angle over the outside stairway. A sloping door like that one must have inspired this children's song. Holler down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Where you going, MD? Don't leave. Don't leave. You are not allowed to. So thank you, mister, for sharing that. That was really sweet. Let's see. Um, okay, let's see. Here's an ad for shredded wheat, sweet berries, and shredded wheat by Gail Marie Golden. This morning, as I opened the box of shredded wheat, the same warm feeling came over me as it always does. It happens every time I have shredded wheat. That cereal takes me back to a simpler time, a time of sweet joys and an uncomplicated world. As I take the box from the cabinet, I am always filled with the same anticipation that used to fill my young heart. You see, inside each box were 2 or 3 cardboard inserts separating the bags of shredded wheat. And on those cards was something I really enjoyed, but for the life of me, I can't remember what. How cool! I never heard of that. I don't. I do know that those cards and the way Mom always put a spoonful of sugared strawberries or raspberries over my cereal made shredded wheat one of my favorites. In the evening, she would cut up berries and load them with sugar. By morning, they were sweet and ready for my cereal. The real milk Mom got from the dairy farm didn't hurt either. It came in a gallon glass jar, and each morning, Mom would stir the cream back down into the milk and pour it over my cereal. Now back to those cards. I don't know if it was something. I don't know if it was some interesting fact, a riddle, or maybe some silly joke, but I couldn't wait to get my little hands on them. I, of course, saved each and every one, at least until I was 10 or 11 years old. Mom knew how much I enjoyed those cards, so she had a motherly plan. I couldn't see the next one until we had eaten the cereal in the first bag. To her delight, I was ever so glad to eat my breakfast. I can even remember trying to get a sneak peek at the next card, only to be caught in the act by you know who. Hi, Jazz. As I stand here this morning holding my box of shredded wheat, I wonder, are the very young so different today? Wouldn't they too enjoy the anticipation of what was on the next card? It could be a tidbit of information, a funny story, or their favorite television characters. The possibilities are endless. The simple joys of a good breakfast, made easier with those little treasures in the box, might just be worth it. I can almost hear the laughter of a child as I write this. Or was that an adult I heard laughing? Here's the ad for the shredded wheats. Shredded wheat. I'm going to read the ad. Your grocer is our distributor and your friend. He is anxious to please you by offering you any new fads or delicacies that may appear in the market, but he will never offer you a substitute for shredded wheat because he knows there is no substitute for it. Shredded wheat is in a class by itself, the one universal breakfast cereal, a natural elemental food, unflavored and unsweetened, which keeps its freshness and purity. You can season it or flavor it to suit your taste, your own taste. Combines easily and deliciously with all kinds of fruit. Heat the biscuits in the oven a few moments to restore crispness. Then pour hot milk over it, adding a little cream, salt, or sweeten to suit the taste. It is deliciously nourishing and wholesome for any meal with stewed prunes, baked apples, sliced bananas, preserved peaches, or other fruits. All the meat of the golden wheat, made only by the Shredded Wheat Company, Niagara Falls, New York. That is from 1913, that ad. Yep, and frosted mini wheats. You know, you know what? I am kind of, she said they came in bags. I am kind of remembering that. I mean, in my era, I think it was, we didn't have those cards, but it was like those bigger, they were like white plastic bags or something, white cellophane with like the shredded wheat. Now, yeah, it may even be still like that. I don't know. Let's see. We lost a bunch of people. Sorry if they're not into this. Makes you bloated. Okay, I'm going to read some more of these old wanted ads. I get a kick out of them. Where'd they go? I don't think they have it in this one. Oh, what about this, guys? World's smallest fork takes the guesswork out of cooking, actually tells you when the meat is done. LCD window tells you when it's done. Professional chef's sensor fork with built-in thermometer ends undercooking or overcooking once and for all. Great for the grill. And it's 11 inches long with the battery included. Did anybody ever see one of those? Yeah, I know, whisper to me. I was talking about inside the boxes of the shredded wheat when they were, those bigger wheat ones. I don't know. That's just coming to me now, though. I do remember something about that. Okay. If anybody, hi Tracy Kloss, if anybody recognizes any of these people or names, some people are trying to find people. Um, I have been looking for Captain Ken Demers of Killeen, Texas. We rode a while as he fought in the Gulf War. Then his wife wrote me a very sweet letter, which I lost while moving. I tried by telephone also. From Virginia Wilson Breland. She's in Ohio. I would like anything about scouting for Troop 127 Scout Museum here in Nashville, Illinois. Sherry Shirley. I'm seeking Margot Han Johnson. Lived in Waldorf, Germany. Married Air Force Sergeant and moved perhaps to Alabama in 1951. Earl Mize wants to know about her. Earl Miles, he's in California. And the Ballinger, Texas high school class of 1942 is seeking two classmates. Furbia James from California, it says, in Virginia Jones. Whereabouts at any time after graduation would be appreciated. Sylvia Borders from Dallas wants to know. Here is somebody that I would like male or female pen pals from all 50 states and postcards from each state. I will answer all letters. I am 55 years old and have many hobbies. That's from Floyd in Texas. Does anyone out there know the words to the poem Annie and Willie's Prayer? My husband recited it in school. He is now 81 years old, but he can't remember it. That's from Betty. Hi, Mary. From Betty Nutter in North Largo, Florida. Here's a person that would enjoy receiving letters from all the 50 states. They will answer them all. They're interested in almost everything. That's from Janet Panter of Wadsworth, Ohio. Let's see. Seeking the families of Arthur Kellerman and Ewart Nish, both Army engineers, and Charlie McWilliams. All three men worked at the Oak Ridge Atomic Plant in 1945. I'm not laughing I'm thinking of something. Al Lessick also worked with them. From Betty Lessick, Dunedin, Florida. She would like to know if you have any info. Here's another person seeking contact with Dallas L. Swallow or his descendants. He was the brother of my mother, Virginia. Dallas graduated from Moline, Illinois High School in 1937 from Ron Jones, Washington. Okay, I'll read two more and then I'll get back to a story. This person looking for a 1959 class ring from Fulton Centralized School. Might have AI Ohio on it and the initials MT. Lost in the Homestead, Florida area in the early 1960s. If you know about it, contact Margaret Dolan. She's in Oregon. Hi, little lady. Oh, Tracy, thank you for being you. But remember last time I was reading some of these? Does anybody remember that? And then it turned out somebody in the chat um, knew one of the families or something. Remember? That's why I was just reading these because you never know. Here's the last one I'll read right now. Then we'll go to a story. Seeking whereabouts of Ruth Marie Peterson. That says B. That'd be born, right? Oh, wait, yeah, born 1921 to 1923. They're not sure. Went to North High School, had two sisters, Alice and Janice, and an uncle, Leonard. She had a lovely singing voice and sang in the Worcester Music Festival chorus, plus church choirs and school choruses. Her friends were Florence, Agnes, and Marge. Her first husband was Freddie Odinger from Texas, and they're divorced. Second husband, Reynold Massey, a well-known singer in Philadelphia, and he died. She could be in her early 80s. She may be in Florida. Mrs. M. Millett of New Hampshire would like to know. Hi, Carolyn. We're down to 10 people. Where did they go, Kevin? We lost a whole bunch of people. They don't like these old stories, I guess. Hi, Robin. But I don't care. As long as there's one person here, you are worth it. You are worth it, and I appreciate it. You are special to me. Okay. Now I'm going to find a story. A story. Now I'll find a story to read to you today. Huh? Oh, to be announced. Very fun. I hope I can go, Carolyn. I want to meet ya. Well, I already met you, but you know what I mean. You know. Hi, Peridot. Thank you. Is my fiance's money worth it? You're so funny. Thank you, Peridot. That's so sweet. Be at a casino. Woohoo. Okay, we're going to read about For That Kind of Money is the title. Turned out it was cheaper and better. Ma, I can't hear. This is by Lenora Green. The roar of the singer drowned out the sound of my TV show. My mother's sewing machine sat in our pine paneled rec room, the kind of rec room that was all the rage by 1954. It's only another second, she called as the needle sped through the fabric. At last, the motor stopped, and she deftly released the material from the machine's claws and held up the skirt to inspect her work. No, what, Carolyn? What? Did you send a message on it or something? Oh, it's good news. Okay. All right. Okay, sorry guys. Yeah, she said it's good news, so nothing to worry about. Let's see, where were we? At last, the motor stopped, and she deftly released the material from the machine's claws and held up the skirt to inspect her work. Even though she was making something for me, her sewing was frustrating. I dreamed of walking into Hans' department store, always delicately scented from the perfume counter, and buying a soft yellow coat or a red velvet Christmas dress right then and there. Instead, my mother would walk over to the mannequin and examine the underside of the dress to see how she could make the same thing for much less money and head out the door empty handed. But there was one time when her annoying insistence to sew not only surprised me, but left me with a feeling I will always treasure. I hope I didn't read this one. I remember walking into Evanson's, the only store that sold smocks for art class in our town, Verona, New Jersey. There they were, a royal blue cotton with blousy sleeves and two front pockets. Mom, you have to get it, I pleaded when we spotted them displayed in the children's section. It's for school. Without answering me, she walked over to examine one. These are flimsy, she said with a shake of her head, and for that kind of money? We left smockless and headed across the street to the musty fabric store. I gazed overhead at the dust motes floating under the skylight while she bought royal blue cotton. By now, I wasn't just disappointed, I was afraid that she was breaking a school rule. That evening, after supper, she cleared the table and started cutting. Soon the outline of a smock took shape, measuring pieces against my shoulders, around my middle, and along my arm. She tucked and pulled while I stood impatiently with my arms extended. Ma, I complained. Stand still, she muttered, through lips pursed with straight pins. Then she set off for the basement. I followed. Soon the singer was barreling along, and I lost interest in my smock while I watched TV. When the show ended, I glanced over my shoulder to see her holding up a perfect smock. Magic! You did it already? Oh, hi, Robin Lane. Oh, this was easy. I ran over to slip it on. It fit. Can I take it to school tomorrow? Yes, but I'm not quite finished. Panic set in. Ma, I have to have it tomorrow. It'll be ready. Now get your pajamas on. The next morning, when I came downstairs to the kitchen, my smock pressed and pert greeted me from a hanger on the doorknob. Three tiny blue buttons held together the Peter Pan collar at the neckline. But the crowning touch was the letter L for Leonora, embroidered in bright red on the pocket. I loved it. My mother stood over me with a smile on her face as I grabbed the hanger and held it up. At school that morning, we hung our smocks on the hooks in the back of the room and took our seats. I remember turning my head throughout the day to spot mine with the big red L. It seemed to wink at me every time. Of course, kids aren't expected to recognize the efforts and sacrifices parents make for them, but somehow on that day I did, and the memory of it still remains. Mom and the singer got it right that time. And here's Leonora and her resourceful mother on Leonora's 6th birthday in 1953. Oh, I see little cupcakes, it looks like. And those little candle holders, you put those tiny candles in. Remember? It's kind of hard to see, I think, but see on the top of the cake? Remember those? Can you make them out? See? Look, the little candle holders. Remember? You remember? Little lady remembers. Captain Lee remembers. Tracy remembers. Glad you remember. Yeah, I totally forgot about those. Let's see. Uh-huh. Yep. Did I read this about chores and chocolate drops? Anybody remember? Did I read this? Does anybody remember? Look how happy they look. You want me to read it anyway? Okay. Yeah, they're a happy looking couple. Chores and chocolate drops. She couldn't get one without the other. By Doris Matlock. During my childhood, my family and I lived with my grandparents, Levi and Sarah Dunn, on a big farm in northeastern Oklahoma. I had chores to do, but there were also a lot of fun things to do in the summertime. One fun thing in particular was walking down the gravel road with Grandpa to the old country store. While Grandpa was shopping, I would have the chance to ask him for some chocolate drops. These were big, fat chunks of vanilla cream with a thick chocolate covering. On this particular day, I was on the hunt for Grandpa. I had just finished sweeping off one of the big long porches for Granny, and I thought I deserved a treat. I had just turned 5, and Granny was adding a few more chores. Mom and Dad were working in the fields, so I was to mind Grandpa and Granny. I saw Grandpa coming out of the kitchen, fresh from his afternoon coffee with Granny. I remember so well walking barefoot across Grandpa's long west porch. It was August and the wooden boards were very hot on my bare feet. Hey, Grandpa, could we go to the store for some beans and stuff and maybe some chocolate drops? Well, sis, since you have finished sweeping this porch, put your shoes on and off we'll go. As we walked the quarter mile, Grandpa talked about how hot it was. But, he said, this is not as hot and muggy as my days in Chatworth, Georgia, when I was a little boy working in the cotton fields, facing the long rows that seemed a mile long to me. Did you get paid, Grandpa? Yes, with good food on the table and a little time to go fishing in the creek, said Grandpa. Those were the good days, but a lot of hard work. I help Mama in the garden, Grandpa, pulling weeds and things. I know you do, sis, and that's good. You're paying for your keep. Paying for what, Grandpa? Never mind, sis, we're almost to the store. I skipped ahead and climbed the stone steps to the porch. I opened the screen door for Grandpa and we stepped inside. Delicious smells wafted through the air. The aromas of different kinds of candy, soda pop, and baked goods assailed my nostrils. Dried beans, potatoes, and many other staple goods added to the smells, but my interest was in the sweets. It was warm inside, but that didn't bother me. I was busy looking at all the candy, gum, and other goodies in the big glass candy case next to the grocery shelf. Oh, get it checked out, Captain Lee. Get your knee checked out. The store lady, as I called her, came toward us from her rocking chair over by the dry goods shelf. Good afternoon, Miss Clem, said Grandpa. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Dunn, said Clem. What can I get for you? Well, a pound of pinto beans for the wife and a jar of that good molasses, said Grandpa. I tugged at Grandpa's sleeve. What about the candy, Grandpa? I whispered. He chuckled and said, Oh, yes, 10 cents worth of chocolate drops and 10 cents worth of peppermint chunks. Thank you, Kevin. I watched with wonderment as she rang up the sales on her big silver cash register. It made clanging, ringing noises, foreign sounds to my young ears. That will be $1.53, Mr. Dunn. Grandpa already had the dollar in his shirt pocket. He handed her that, then finished in his trouser pocket for the 53 cents. I was gripping his other hand, eager to head out the door with our stash of candy. As we climbed down the porch steps, Grandpa said, Hold on, sis. I'm not as young as you are, you know. I slowed down and held onto his arm. Did you forget your cane, Grandpa? No, I didn't need it. Less than I walk a mile or two. After we had walked a little while, we stopped, and I was hoping Grandpa opened the candy sack and let me pick out. As I was hoping, and he let me pick out 2 big, fat chocolate drops. I never tasted anything so good. Grandpa popped one into his mouth, too. We walked in silence for quite a while as we enjoyed our long-awaited treat. We sure didn't notice the heat of the day, never mind the beads of sweat on faces. Soon we were back home, and 2 happy people plopped down on the steps of the front porch. Grandpa was fanning himself with his hat, and I was reaching for another chocolate drop when the screen door opened and out walked Granny. Looking at me, she said, I believe I mentioned sweeping the porches. You 2 swept the west porch. What about the other 2? Remember our rule for children? You can play after your chores are done. Yes, ma'am, Granny. I'll go get a drink and finish my sweeping. And here, you can sit by Grandpa and have 2 of our chocolate drops. the end. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys a few questions, okay? I'm getting bored of reading now. Where is it? Here we go. Getting bored. Thank you, Tracy. Let's see. This is going to be that one that we were doing a long time ago. We never did get back to it. This is the one that all the psychologists and all that rated that bother people. Remember? Stuff happens to you, to me, to pretty much everyone. Okay, what you're trying to accomplish here, I'll just remind you, you're going to be the best at ranking bad events from to the absolute worst. There's 200 horrible situation cards. Each card could depict a bad event that has happened or could happen. Marilyn, she's back in the bedroom. No, I'm not singing yet. I'm not leaving yet. Not yet. You can't leave either yet till I leave. We're going to play a little game. Okay. As you'll see, some of the situation on the cards are pretty minor, like a bee sting, okay? And some of them are more problematic, like getting fired. Each card has been ranked on our misery index, okay? Kevin. The misery index is our ranking system that runs from 1 to 100. Okay, you may be wondering, how did we rank the cards? Well, we didn't. We asked a panel of serious, highly qualified grown-ups to do it for us. Our panel includes marriage counselors, therapists, career counselors, and social workers, collectively representing over 100 years of clinical stuff. Of clinical stuff, not stuff. Psychiatric experience. Trust us, they know their stuff. They carefully evaluated each event, even the moronic ones, considering such factors as anxiety level, emotional trauma, long-term psychological damage. Okay. After these were reviewed, we averaged their scores to create our misery index. So we got bad situation, struck by lightning. Okay, the misery index number is a 93 out of 100. Okay. The lane of pain. Okay, well, you guys get it. Okay. If you don't, just pretend that you do. Okay. 1 to 100, the misery index. No right or wrong answer. This is just what people have come up with. Like pepper spray in the eyes, that has a misery rating of 26. Okay? No math. And it says, assume the worst. It says, when considering a bad situation, you should assume the worst possible, okay? Phone falls in toilet. Don't assume that you fished it out. you did the whole rice thing and miraculously it still works. No, your phone is ruined. All your data is lost and you don't have insurance. Okay. So you got to think of that. Got to think of it that way. Okay. Trying to get ones that I know I didn't ask before when we did this. Ew. Trying to shuffle these a little. Okay. A scale again. Come on now. From 1 to 100, guys. Yes. Okay. Oh, these don't want to shuffle. Okay. Okay, you have a flat tire. What's your misery index on that? What do you think? Wish I could keep this up here so you could see what the rating, what they consider. Maybe I can somehow. We got to give a number. Danielle's the closest. Danielle's way the closest. Closer than anyone. And even you're over, Danielle. But you got to give a number, Kevin. A 6. That's what they've determined it to be. Ew. Oh. Elephantitis. If you get elephantitis. So Danielle, you have that card, okay? I'm going to give you a number. I'm going to keep track. All right? So Danielle, you've got the flat tire card. Okay? Let me get something. Okay. Danielle, you got 1. Danielle, 1. Okay. Now, Okay, where were we? What that? Okay. Oh, you get elephantitis. A 1 to 100 misery index. Here, guys, look. Remember? This gives you an idea. It's a game, elephantitis, Captain Lee. That's when one of your extremities blows up. Okay? Somebody is very, well, I'm not going to say, somebody is very, very close. Very close. Oh, Daniel. Um, ah, hi, Henny. We're just playing a little game. Okay. I should have a timer, you know? Somebody, okay. Closest one is easily distracted. She got, because this is what it says, guys, 71.1. So easily distracted, you get a point. Danielle and easily distracted are tied. Okay. The ones I'm putting the winning cards in this little box. Now some of these are dumb though. I mean, I don't know. Some I don't think should even have that much of an index. But they do, and it's really stupid, I think. Okay, guys, cruise ship breaks down. What's your misery index? Cruise ship breaks down. The first person to get to 10 points is the winner. Okay, let's see. Oh, you guys are doing good. Let's see. Um, I'm keeping track, Kevin. I mean, Tracy. Um, you guys are really close, a bunch of you. Is the ship sinking? I'm just going by whoever gets the closest. It doesn't matter if you go over. It's just who's ever closest to that number. It doesn't say. It just says cruise ship breaks down. Okay. Let's see. Somebody said 100. That's Captain Lee fan. You're the winner, Captain Lee. Goes because look at the answer. $92.1. Or wait, yeah. I should have called it. Mary, was your number there already before I said that? Because you're right there at 93. Who had it first? You were already there before I said it? Okay, you got it then, Mary. You got a point. I'm taking your word for it. Captain of the sinking ship. Okay, like I said, I think some of these are way over exaggerated. I'm not going to say that though for that because you guys will know what I'm talking about then. Um, okay, you crash into an open car door while you're riding your bike. What's your misery index? No, there wasn't a countdown. I wish I had the little hourglass thingy. You know what? I'm going to set it on my phone. I can do one of those timers, right? Where'd they go? Where'd it go? I can't find one, guys. I thought I had one. A timer. I'll just call when it's up. It's not like it has to be a timed, right? Okay. Let's see. What are our choices? Okay. Let's see. Okay, end. That's the end now. No more. Time's up. Okay. Nicole Griffith is the winner. Danielle, you almost had it. 23.5. Okay, Nicole Griffith. You got a point. Okay, you get mugged. You are mugged. You are mugged. Well, if it really happened, do you win? Now, gotta guess the number. It is silly, right? But the professionals have done this. They have rated this. Marriage counselors, psychiatrists, they've all rated these. Okay. You are mugged. Did you hear it, QB? Okay, you heard it. Okay, and that's it. Time's up. Time's up. Tracy's my last one there. Our last one. Look at that. Right, QB? I know. You're mugged. It's only a 62.5. Right, Captain Lee? Bonnie, too. Burnt hot dog. If they got that, yeah, that would be 100. So who was closest? 62.5. Tracy was the last one that I saw. 62. Okay, we've got, looks like somebody said 56, I believe. That would be the closest. Who had that? 96. Or nobody did. We got 355s there. You guys are all close, though. I'll have to give you all a point for that. So that is QB and Peridot and Jess. Or wait, no. That was the other one. Forget it. Tracy, QB, and Peridot. Jess had it for the. Okay, that's what I thought. Tracy, QB, and Peridot. You guys all have a point. Because it's a tie right there. Oh boy. A razor blade in your sock. A razor blade in your sock. Okay, time's up. Time's up on that one. I know, Danielle, I wouldn't either. Okay. Time's up. The closest. Who's got this? I think is it Kevin? 26.5. That's dumb, isn't it? That's so low. Yeah. Okay, so that's you, Kevin. You got it. I know that doesn't even make sense. But that's what these professionals said. And they know their stuff. We don't know anything, guys. Kevin, you get a point. Okay, a major earthquake. We have a major earthquake. It just says major, Peridot. Major. Okay, and okay, that's it. Time's up. Okay, time's up. Look at it. There you go. 77. I know, right, Jackie? It is, right, QB? So 77. Who's closest? It's looking like Peridot. Yeah, peridot. You got it, peridot. You have 2 points now, girl. Oh, Danielle. Okay, you get sprayed by a skunk on your wedding day. Sprayed by a skunk on your wedding day. No, you don't. There's no right or wrong answer, supposedly. I guess there is, but 100 million. Okay, time's up. Looks like I'm thinking Nicole Griffith, but I'm not sure. Looks like Nicole Griffith. It's a 43.1. Looks like she's closest to it. So Nicole, you and Peridot are tied with 2 points. 2 points each. Okay, your earbud gets stuck in your ear. Okay, time's up. Yeah, refresh, QB. Okay. Do you have an answer, QB? I won't show it until you put your answer. Earbud stuck in your ear. Probably do one more after this. I'm going to go. An hour and a half. Oh, top chat, yeah. Okay, here is the answer. 24.1. Who was the closest? Kevin, it looks like you are. Or wait. So you are, Kevin. Yeah. Kevin's at 2. Yeah, so we got a 3-way tie so far. And I am going to keep these scores so that we can go back to them. We can keep playing. Okay. This will be a game that continues. Love you, Davina. Glad you came. Okay, So I'm going to do one more and then we're going to be done. For this time. You forget your wallet on a first date. What's the misery index? Kevin wants to get in. He's into this. It looks like it's a man from the picture. Okay, that's it. I'll clap. Whoops. Over. That's it. Time's up. I'm being all official here. You won't believe this, but looks like Nicole Griffith has this again. At 79. Right, Peridot? You know I was totally joking, right? You know that, don't you? I knew that would sound so old-fashioned and out of date and all that stuff. That's why I had to say it. So you have it, Nicole. You're at 3. And then we have Peridot and Kevin are tied. And then we have Danielle, easily distracted, Mary, Tracy, and QB are all on the board with 1 each. So anybody can win it. Okay? Anybody can win, guys. Kevin. You want a couple more, Kevin? A couple more, okay? Just a couple more. I know, Peridot. No, Captain. You'll get it. You'll get one. Hang in there. I know you will. Let me just do a couple more. You just guess, Tina. Hi, Tina. You just guess from 1 to 100 what the misery index is on these cards. They've been rated by psychiatrists, marriage counselors, all kinds of people. And you just go by that, okay? That's all. Okay. And some of them are totally off. They're not what you would think. Okay, shard of glass in your salad. Shard of glass in your salad. It just says shard of glass in your salad. Okay, time's up. Clap, time's up. It just shows it right at your mouth. Okay, time's up. Okay. 24. What kind of salad? See who had that. I saw somebody look like they were really close. Is it QB? Is it QB or Whisper to Me? Can't remember what QB had now. You had 30. It's QB and Whisper. You guys are 6 points either way, right? 6 points off either way. So you both get a point. QB. And what was the other one? Paradox or Whisper to Me? Whisper to Me. Well, QB's at 2. And Whisper to Me comes onto the board. Whisper to Me is on the board. You have a 2-week migraine for 2 weeks. Yeah, I put Whisper to Me. They both got a point. Yeah, you're on here now, Whisper. Okay, time's up. Let's see. QB's got it. Again, QB. 51.5. It is, right, Danielle? It's so weird. But these are what the professionals say. We don't know anything. So QB is at 3 now. Okay. We know nothing. You've been watching that game show. Okay. You wake up in North Korea. You wake up in North Korea. She's on the phone with me. I'm glad you're trying it, Tina Bina. Yeah, right. What do they know, right? Kevin, did you put an answer? You wanted, oh, there's Kevin. Okay. Okay, time's up. Time's up. Here it is. $89.1. Who got that? Well, it's men and women though that did it. 89. Wait, QB, you got it by a half point. Oh, QB, this is crazy. That's awesome. You sure you're not cheating? Do you have this game at home? And you're pulling up the cards. QB Jean for the win again. Wow. I know Kathy from Texas, but it was all a poll that they did, I guess. That is crazy. Okay, you find your first gray hair. First gray hair. She is a badass, Sherry Shirley. First gray hair. You got to think like the Gracies. You got to have at least a 1. Danielle, because it's from 1 to 100. This is kind of fun. Okay, time's up. I don't see the chat moving anyway. Okay. 6.5. Who was closest? Peridot, maybe? Let's see. Let me scroll. Easily distracted has a 3. Sherry Shirley was close. Peridot with a 5. Yeah, Peridot, you got it. Wow. Okay, we got QB at 4, Peridot at 3. We have Kevin. Oh, and Nicole G at 3. And we have Kevin at 2. We have Danielle, easily distracted. Mary, Tracy, and Whisper to Me are all on the board with a 1. You guys have made it on the board at least. A 6.5. Okay. Your best friend marries your ex. Hey. I like the picture on here. It shows the guy beating up the other guy, pushing him down. Okay, time's up. You feel sorry for her. That's a good answer. Henny, you almost have it right on the dot. You're really super close. I think Henny's got it, unless I saw wrong. Looks like Henny's on the board. It's 52. Right? Yeah. Henny's on the board. Henny. Okay. Okay, you get a paper cut. Paper cut on your finger. It shows your index finger, a paper cut. Okay, time's up. I'm just guessing the time. I have no idea. I'm just saying it. Time's up. I thought Nicole Griffith had it, but Ethel Mertz got it. $0.1. You're on the board, Ethel. Congratulations. Okay. You have a migraine all day. That's kind of tricky. Remember, the other one was a migraine for 2 weeks. This one's a migraine all day. Very tricky, though, the answers. Well, yeah, QB, they are. Yeah. Migraine all day. All day. Okay, time's up. Henny, aren't you going to answer again? Or did you leave? Henny's gone. She's like, oh, there. You did? Oh, okay. Okay. 42.1. Danielle. Who got that one? Do you guys know? Looks like Ethel, maybe? I don't know. I'm scrolling up though. I think it's Ethel, isn't it? Ethel, you're on there again, girl. Ethel and Kevin are tied. Okay, you step on a Lego in your bare feet. A Lego. 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 A Lego. I mean, I guess in your own mind, you get used to it and it is relatively less miserable. This is weird. Yeah. You step on a Lego in your bare feet. I've done it lots of times over the years. Hi, Can Trolley. Thank you for coming in. Hi, Farm Wife. Okay, time's up. The clapper. I believe Henny has it again, guys. Looks like it. A half point. .5. Think you got it, Henny. Few of you were really close. Okay, Kevin, Henny, and Elizabeth and Ethel are tied. Okay, you get braces at age 60. Braces at age 60. Or age 66. Could you see that if I had braces? Oh, I told Moo, Danielle, she was here in the beginning. Hey, Tina, come on, put some numbers down, girl. Hilarious. Oh gosh, an 80. Okay, time's up. I'm thinking, Tina, I'm thinking it's farm wife. Was this your first answer, crime scene? Because actually you won then. 10.1. Hey, crime scene's on the board. Okay, bacon is outlawed. Shake your something. Shake your bomb bomb. I don't know. Boom boom. Bacon is outlawed, QB. Fill the beat, something like that. I whisper. No, I like the song, but I know, right, Kevin? Okay, time's up. Time's up. Stop. It's looking like it's a 10.3. Who got that? Was that was that who said, is it Mary? Or was it easily distracted? Oh wait, she didn't put the, is it Mary? Okay, 7.5. You didn't put the dot, but that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah. Right, Robin? Kevin had 99. Okay, easily got it again. So she's at 2. Okay, you eat a jelly donut. Wait, that wasn't jelly, it was mold. Playing that game, Carolyn, stuff happens. Remember the index, the pain index, misery index. playing games now. Hey, I've done trivia. Don't act like I haven't. I've done trivia lots of times. We were reading, and then I just got bored with reading and just wanted to do a game. And I was going to quit a while ago, but they're enjoying it, so I'm just keeping on. Carolyn, it goes from 1 to 100 is the index. Yeah, I've had it happen too. Okay, time's up. Time's up. Let's see who got it. A 4. Oh, Kevin, you got it right on the dot. You had a phone call, Carolyn? So that's your reason for not being in here. Kevin got it right on the dot. Okay, Kevin and Peridot and Nicole G are tied. Okay, you have an ingrown toenail. Ding, ding, ding. You have an ingrown toenail. Right, Ethel Mertz. Carolyn, come on, you can play. You remember this. Psychiatrists, marriage counselors, all these professionals rated these from bad to worse, from 1 to 100. Ingrown toenail. Ingrown toenail. Oh, I don't blame you, Henny. I don't blame you. Not at all. Okay, time's up. Time's up. Carolyn, did you put a number? Time's up. Okay, let's see who is the closest. 10-5. Oh my goodness. Looks like Whisper to Me and QB both get a point. Right? Yeah, you and QB both. QB and Whisper to Me are going to split a point. Each get a point, I mean. QB is at 5 now. And Whisper to Me is at 2. Carolyn, I told you this before. Look. Don't pretend like you don't know, because I know you do. Okay, listen. I'll read it real quick. Here we go. The misery index is our ranking system that runs from 1 to 100. Okay? Like a parking ticket is a 10.5. Chronic insomnia, like a 49.5. Bankruptcy, a 70. Surgeon amputates the wrong leg. That's 100. Okay? And it's just somewhere in there, a misery index that you're going to put from like 0.1 or something, which Danielle, yeah, you did put a 0 once, and I said you had to have at least, and I was wrong. So, okay. Okay. James TV. Okay. Okay, a co-worker steals your lunch. It shows somebody sneaking the lunch bag out of the refrigerator. And the owner of the lunch standing there scratching their head, all puzzled. QB. Carolyn, put a number. Come on. Mommy Ramblings. We love you. Come on. What would you think? 1 to 100. Co-worker steals your lunch. In your case, it would be Jimmy. Oh my gosh, are you still on the phone? Co-worker steals your lunch. Okay, time's up. Time's up. A 7. A 7. Looks like farm wife. Wait. Is it farm wife? Nicole, you said a 4. Farm wife said a 5. And it's a 7. Farm wife's got it. Farm wife, you're on the board now. Carolyn, this is going to be a running game as well. These points are going to carry over until the next time we play. Okay. Okay, you step on a rusty nail. You said 5? And what did farm wife say? I forget already. 5 too, right? So you're tied. You both get a point. Okay. Step on a rusty nail. up. Time's up. 27. Looks like Nicole has it again. Hi, LMNW50. Is it Nicole? 27. Nicole gets it. She's at 27. She's on the phone. Right, Tina? Oh, you bite your tongue off. Here is a tip. If this happens, squeeze the wound to make it bleed more so it cleans out the wound. Less chances of tetanus. Very good. Bite your tongue off. Yeah, off, QB. Yeah, off, Danielle. QB and Danielle just can't understand it. Right, Robin? To fight a bicycle. Come. Okay, time's up. Time's up. Easily distracted. 89. Who got that one? Looks like it might be Nicole Griffith again. Oh, wait, no, Kevin, you got it. Kevin, right on the nose. Kevin, you got it. Wow, Kevin. Kevin and Nicole are tied at 4. I'm going to do one more because Carolyn's going live here in a minute. Okay, head lice. The last one for right now. I'm not sticking my finger in my ear. I'm just going like this to scratch it. Head lice. Kevin's cheating by looking in the window. Carolyn. Okay, time's up. It always seems like the chat is so caught up too when I say time's up because it seems like it always stops right then. No, I don't, Tina Bina, but I'm not surprised. 10. I think Nicole Griffith got it, didn't she? I think she had a 10. Okay, Nicole Griffith is tied with QB. They are both at 5. That is good. Got 2 ties right now. Kevin, you're at 4. We got Peridot at 3. Whisper to Me, Henny, Ethel, Crime Scene, and Easily Distracted are at 3. And then we have Danielle, Mary, Tracy, and Farm Wife are all on the board with 1. They're on the board. You have 6? Do you, QB? Really? Did I forget to give you? Because I only have 5 for you. Do you really have 6? Oh, you have it for real? Because I'll add it. I must have missed it. I believe you. I'll give it to you. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks for coming and hanging out. See you in Carolyn's in just a few here. 15 more minutes and she'll be on. Bye, guys. It was fun, wasn't it? Livened it up a little. Bye, guys. See you later. Let me end this out. What happened? Here we go. Right here.